Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, Capital Markets Analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. We're going to take a look at the top 10 marijuana stock news stories of the week. Starting off with number 10, there's a demand for psychedelic investments continue to grow. New IPO is slated for 2020. I think we talked about this last week with Canopy Growth, Bruce Linton's old CEO, and then Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary coming out with some information. We had a discussion with a couple attorneys, one here locally and one in Canada. So you have to take a look at that, where they talk about their own interest in investment in psychedelics. Number 9 is Ignite International Brands add a new premium vodka product to their beverage division. Dan Blitzerman's Ignite Products, the same guy who just took his yacht and drove it right into the second most pristine reef outside of Belize. It wants to launch a vodka brand, so continuing his continuing to show how out of touch he is. He wants to do some vodka. Moving on. Number 8, there's 4 cannabis stocks capable of $1 billion in annual sales by 2022. According to this Benzinga article, they think there's a handful of cannabis companies that are capable of outperforming the current environment based on existing growth trajectory, which I wouldn't even believe until I see it. So they think there's going to be some multi-state operators that are likely to hit $1 billion in annual sales by 2022. So we'll see. CannTrust appoints a new CEO as it tries to reinstate its licenses. So at the end of January, CannTrust had a very healthy cash position of approximately $167 million, and it appointed a new CEO to try and get Health Canada to give its license back. We'll see if that happens. Number 6, Organa Graham begins shipping its first cannabis-infused chocolates. So every 8 hours, Organa Graham's new automated manufacturing line can produce 60,000 cannabis-infused chocolates. I like Organa Graham. They're all about automation. They had a pre-roll machine that was doing 40,000 pre-rolls a day. That was through Wagner Demas in California, and now they have a new machine. I don't know what it is or who it's with, but apparently it's bigger, better, faster. So I'm looking at Organa Graham possibly surviving. It takes a lot of initial capital to do this type of automation, but I think they're setting themselves up to be in business longer than some of these other ones that don't have the liquidity or cash flow. So number 5 on the list is Aurora Cannabis keeps a $2.80 price target at Ultra Corp Capital. So shares of Aurora rose on Thursday following the release of its second quarter financial earnings. An update to clients. So Ultra Corp Capital analysts maintain its position that Aurora is one of the better positioned Canadian licensed producers. Being the fastest horse in a glue factory doesn't necessarily spark confidence. So I don't know if the cleanest dirty shirt in the room or whatever analogy you want to make, is worth this article. Number 4 is the 5 hottest marijuana markets in the U.S. Hottest marijuana markets aren't necessarily the biggest ones. Quite a few cannabis stocks could emerge as winners from the fastest growing legal cannabis markets. So there's 5 U.S. cannabis stocks that are at top of the list. That's True Leaf, Cresco Labs, Green Thumb Industries and Innovative Industry Properties, and Scott's Miracle Grow. Scott's can kiss my ass. But Innovative Industrial Properties I like. I would short them. But the idea of being a real estate investment trust is good because a lot of these companies can't own their own property, plant, and equipment. Although I think currently just nationally and internationally, whether it's residential, commercial housing, I think there's a bubble, more of a Forex play as places like China have depreciated their currency. People have taken the money outside of the country and put it into these piggy banks called houses and commercial property in Vancouver, BC, Toronto, Seattle, San Francisco. And that's just a matter of time before that money gets sucked back out. Maybe it'll be the coronavirus that starts that, or just the next economic downturn. But I do see a huge collapse in the commercial market. We've talked about this on the podcast before with MedMen. They're going to see a huge collapse as a result of that. Whether it happens this year or next year, it'll happen. Just wait. So Curaleaf Holdings announced that the company's acquisition of Grassroots has seen the required HSR waiting period lapse, meaning the company has essentially been given the green light by the Department of Justice to continue with the acquisition under the antitrust laws. So when it was originally announced, the acquisition consisted of 61 retail licenses and 20 operating locations. So we'll have to see what that all entails, if that comes with property, plant, and equipment, and how much they paid for it. Curaleaf has been giving way too high evaluations for a lot of companies. So very reminiscent of Canopy when they were going out and throwing out a bunch of money all the time. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to keep doing this. We'll see. Number 2 on the list, California cannabis stocks finished 2019 red hot. TransCanada is rapidly becoming a leader in the cannabis industry. They bucked the downtrend in 2019, outperforming the broad cannabis sector, increasing their stock price from 54 cents to $1.18. I mean, percentage-wise, that's great. Yeah, 118%. But is that really newsworthy? Red hot? Like, really? Number 1 is a surprise. King is back. Pot stocks soar following Canopy Grow's third quarter earnings. Great. So it jumped 20%. So Canopy released their earnings for the third quarter. Their revenue beat a smaller than expected loss, which ignited a stock market increase across the board. There's 13 other ones that posted double-digit gains. So it doesn't take much. A lot of these companies are in portfolios, indexes, exchange-traded funds, and so when one jumps, a lot of them do. But on what? On what news? That you barely beat earnings? I mean, that's not much of news. So I don't know. I'm not too upbeat on this week's news. Seems like a lot of trash versus worthy investment news. If I'm wrong, let me know. What's your opinions? With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.